This is Vice Chair Steve Duran. I'm calling to order the Special Rent Control Board meeting this day, June 14th, 2021 at 6 p.m. May we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Commissioner Phyllis.
Yes, here.
Commissioner Foster.
Yes.
And Vice Chair Duran.
Here.
Commissioner Tarosis and Chair Sultan will not be joining us today.
Okay, very good. Going to the issue at hand, administrative items. That is consideration of a resolution to support the extension of the state eviction moratorium until such time as the funds from the rent relief program have been more expediently and extensively distributed. May we have a staff report from staff?
Sure. So this item was agendized at your regular board meeting last week to ask our lobbyist, Brian Augusta, to support the efforts by the legislature to extend SB 91's eviction moratorium beyond June 30th for the express purpose of making sure that the rental assistance that's available to landlords and tenants can be more expeditiously administered. You learned that there are some bureaucratic problems with this, and there needs to be an extension. You asked to support an extension in order to work out some of those difficulties.
Okay. Thank you. And just to correctly give title to this is resolution number 21-003. It is a resolution of the Rent Control Board of the City of Santa Monica in support of extending the eviction moratorium and authorizing the administrator to sign onto a letter of support on the board's behalf. Okay, I see Commissioner Foster has her hand up. Go ahead, Commissioner Foster.
Staff did a fantastic job of putting this together in a very comprehensive and expeditious manner, and based on the consensus that everyone reached while we were discussing this at our previous meeting, I move that we authorize the administrator to sign on to this letter and pass this resolution.
I'll second it, just with a friendly amendment that I think the only thing we did at our last meeting was agreed to put it on the agenda, but the consensus was reached at this meeting, right? Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Formally speaking, you're absolutely correct. I think what I just meant was the temperature in the room was one of support, and that even though we don't have, I withdraw the comment.
Okay. There's
accepted. Let's do it.
May I just say one thing on the? I'll second it with the movers' acceptance of the friendly amendment. Vice Chair Duran, may I briefly just make a public comment on the motion?
Yes, I just want to get, if there are any public comments out there, I want to ask our secretary if there are, just to put that on the record and give them a chance to speak before we go any further.
We did not receive any requests to speak. However, we did receive the 2 written comments that were forwarded to the board.
Okay, very good. And those will be part of the record, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Commissioner Phillips, go ahead.
So I just want to acknowledge that I read both Mr. Millen and Ms. Augustin's correspondence. I think in this particular circumstance, I'm still supportive of the resolution because I think it's an important independent action that we are taking, aside from obviously our support from the funding assistance programs, the Keys at Home. I believe that's the name of the program. Let me just make sure I'm getting the name right. But I want to make, housing is key. Housing is key. the Housing is Key program, I think there's also strong support for that program from the board, but we just we view these two issues separately and independently, and the letter that we're signing on to is specifically about the eviction moratorium. So I want Mr. Millen to know that just because we're signing on to this resolution, that it doesn't express any ambivalence about our position with regard to the Housing is Key program. And that's it. At least from my perspective. I don't think we've taken it up as a board, but certainly from my perspective.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Commissioner Phyllis. And I too want to state that I did read the letters that came in, and I know that Commissioner Foster did as well, and I agree with Commissioner Phyllis that this is separate from, well, let's just say I agree because I don't have it in front of me. I agree with what Commissioner Phyllis said. What was the Housing is Key? That was the title of it, correct? Yes.
Yep. Yes.
So there's been a first and a second. Any other discussion before we move to a vote? No? Okay. Then if we could have a roll call vote on this resolution.
Yes. Commissioner Foster.
Yes.
Commissioner Phyllis.
Yes.
And Vice Chair Duran.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, very good. That being, as I check the agenda, that was the only item for tonight's meeting, which moves us to adjournment. I will say the next regular meeting is...
I'll move to adjourn.
What's that?
Oh, sorry. I
Yay.
jumped
Okay,
in.
hang on.
Let me know.
I've got a first. Is there a second?
Second.
And I want to make everybody aware that the next Rent Control Board meeting is July 8th, 2021 at 7 p.m. and it will take place in the council chambers at City Hall. All right. Roll call vote, please, for adjournment.
Oh, yeah. Did we do the roll call vote? Do I remember? Yes. Did we do the roll call vote on the motion? Okay. Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Sorry.
I should say, well, you know, that brings a point. So the three of us approved, and then Commissioners, I guess, Chair Sultan and Vice Chair and Commissioner Chorosis.
They're just simply absent from the meeting.
Yeah.
So just for the record, so Steve, you are aye on the motion,
Yes.
and then
Correct.
Anastasia, and I was aye, and Anastasia, you were aye? Yeah. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I was getting turned around. Sorry. I'm making it longer
Okay.
than, sorry.
No worries. So the motion passed, and now we have a first and a second for adjournment. The roll call vote, please.
Yes. Commissioner Phyllis.
Yes.
Commissioner Foster.
Yes.
And Vice Chair Duran.
Yes. Thank you all. Thanks for your patience with me getting through this.
Thank you, Steve.
And have a good evening.
And
Thank
see
you.
you.
Good night. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Alan, for writing that. Thank you.
Of course.
Bye, guys.
Anytime. Good night.
Thank you, Council.
Bye.